Hello everybody, welcome back to Life in France versus the UK. In my last video I talked about house hunting in France and I touched a little bit on mortgages, and what I'd like to do in today's video is to talk more so on the mortgage side, the financing side of buying a house in France, buying a property in France. Now there's a huge difference between financial advice in the UK and financial advice in France. As an advisor in the UK, when I sat down with my clients, I had to explain every single detail of whatever they purchased, be it life assurance, a pension, a savings plan, or a mortgage. In France, none of that happens. For general insurance, my insurance guy just says sign here and that's it. He doesn't give me any details. Well, it's all in French, but he doesn't explain it to me. He doesn't make sure that I have a full understanding of what I've just taken out. And the other thing I've noticed in the UK, as a financial advisor, I had to tell people exactly how much commission I earned for whatever product it was that they purchased from me. In France, that doesn't happen. My insurance guy doesn't tell me how much money he earns from the advice he gives me for the policy that I've just purchased. It's totally different in France compared to the UK. In the same way, when buying a property in France, I think that's one of the main reasons a lot of Brits don't even try to get a mortgage in France. If they've got the equity in their property in the UK, they just remortgage that property, release some funds and become a cash buyer in France because of the palaver of getting a mortgage. Or they've retired, they literally sell everything up in the UK and again come across with the money and buy a house outright. For me, because I was only 39 when moving to France, I had to take a mortgage out because I didn't have the funds behind me to buy a house outright. So I wanted to get a mortgage. The mortgage itself was a third of the size of the mortgage I had in the UK. Mortgage in the UK, easy as pie to get. In France, totally different situation. I didn't sit down with a French financial advisor. I just went directly to, at the time, Barclays France, because they provided an English-speaking banking system. So I filled out all the forms, sent all my accounts in. In the UK, it can be as little as 5 days to get a mortgage decision. Sometimes we've even managed to get a 2-day turnaround. You know, we put the application in, 2 days later, the bank says, yes, we'll lend you the money. In France, it took 6 months. 6 months to get a mortgage agreement. One of the hiccups, life assurance. They insisted I had to take out life assurance with their bank. In the UK, you don't even have to have life assurance on a mortgage. It's down to you as the individual whether you take the risk or not. Obviously, we always recommended it, but as an individual, you can say, no, sorry, not interested. In France, they won't lend you the money unless you have the life assurance to protect the bank for the money that they've lent you. Now, at the time, I was 16 stone, into my bodybuilding. I was very lean, very fit, but 16 stone. And on my height and weight ratio, they decided to load me. 50% loading. So for a small decreasing term assurance, they wanted me to pay €35 a month. In the UK, I could have got a level term assurance for the same sum assured for probably £10. It was ridiculous. It was basically highway robbery. €35 for some decreasing term assurance. And that caused a delay until they did the underwriting for the life assurance. Before they made their decision, before I jumped through all the hoops, they wouldn't agree the mortgage. And then once they did, the wrong paperwork was sent out. So it took 6 months from me actually making the offer on the property to actually completing. And it was just ridiculous. Guys, I think it's for that reason a lot of Brits, when buying a property in France, don't bother with getting a mortgage in France. They either get a mortgage in the UK by remortgaging their existing property to release the equity. therefore becoming cash buyers, or they've retired and they've sold everything in the UK and again came over for the cash. I hope you've enjoyed this short video on how I obtained a mortgage in France to buy my property in France. If you did, please give it a big like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to press that red button so you don't miss any other videos. I'll see you again next Sunday. Thanks ever so much for watching. Take care.